Hello guys, and welcome back to another episode of Cities Skylines, the British Challenge with me, Pug Gaming. Now guys, I've had a terrible week. The week has been awful. My recording software has decided to pack up on me and no longer allows me to record. I can stream, but it won't let me record. I'm using OBS and it's just becoming a nightmare now. The main reason seems to be an issue with the most recent Windows 10 update, and yeah, it's leaving me in a bit of a difficult situation. So as you can see here, this is what I done in my first video, which, as there is an issue with OBS, actually did not record and save it for me. So unfortunately, I'm already a step ahead of you guys, and I can't show you the footage of doing so. But nonetheless, this is all about the City shopping centre. So I've started with a little bit of a core down here. I've got the shopping centres which I've connected two against one another to try and create a bigger shopping area feel. We've got a little food area here, we've got a town centre strip along here as well, and there's going to be a market square just to the left of this area here. Little hotel in the background as well. So this is the plan for completing episode 22, is to get this area a bit more packed out. A lot of details required, so at least you guys have not missed out on the detailing. It's obviously just a shame that there's been such an issue with the recording. I've lost at least 2 hours worth of sort of footage pre what you see now. But anyway, I've found another way of recording my video footage and the quality is just as good. I'm hoping from what you guys can see from my previous videos, just as good as what it was before. And I've actually gone to using the GeForce Experience Shadow Play recording setup, and it seems okay. I can stream through that as well, but OBS does seem to allow me to stream. It's just when it records is where the issue sort of lies. But anyway, enough of that. Let's get into this video. So the first major thing we need to do here is create a ground for the whole area. So rather than having the boring concrete that we can get from the paths, I decided to go with this sort of cobblestone effect. It's not overkill. Again, as always with these, when you overlap these assets, they do sometimes look a bit strange from far away, and they do flicker from time to time, but up close, when you're zoomed in, it looks absolutely amazing. So decided to use this all over, but we're going to have some gaps for some foliage, some grass areas. It's not going to be solid paving, as it will look extremely boring. Now here I did an idea to have a bus station, allowing people to come and go into the town centre. I know I haven't done any transportation yet, that will be an episode on its own, but I thought we had to have something here. I know quite a lot of big cities do tend to have a big bus terminal station, so in the end I actually decided to go with a big actual bus terminal just over the road. I thought it suited the area a lot better. It also gives us the ability now to have bus stations all around this city, and also the other areas of what we've already done. So that works out quite nicely, being across the road from the main core of the city. Now I wanted to enclose the whole city in, and rather than doing fences, I thought we'll stick to the green hedges here, which I think look really realistic and probably the best ones out on the workshop at the moment. So a majority of the time here is just me placing all of these bushes down, hedges, whatever you want to class them as, and it does give a good overall feel in the end. It does close things in, but it also gives a nice attractive feeling to this area. It makes it look a bit like it's a more upmarket area, and because this is the town centre where all the shops are, this is obviously the one area that there's going to be a lot of money thrown into to sort of generate more business and get more buildings in here. So that's what my intentions were for this sort of area really. Now I was going to do the market with a different flooring, but I tried a few ideas out on my previous videos, which unfortunately you can't see due to the issues, but it didn't quite work out to plan, so I've kept it all the same, and I decided to put another strip here of some more town areas, shops as well, just to get a bit of ambience really, just to fill in some gaps. Now on my typical daily looks at the Steam workshop for new assets, etc., I came across a new set of decor placements, and it's by, I believe, Ronnie X69. So have a look on the workshop. At the moment in time, it's obviously one of the newest ones, so if you want to search that way, you'll find it. But some of these were amazing. There's some grassy bits, there's some skid marks, etc. for the pavements. What else was there? I think there was some beach decor as well. A great amount. There's even puddles, I think, from what I recall, some puddles there as well. So I'm just trying a few out here to create a more dirty area, I guess. It's not such beautiful luscious green grass, it's a bit more dirtier, and this is me just pretty much trialing out. I do end up putting trees on top of it, but that I think will work extremely well. Gonna jump into a quick time lapse just whilst I put some of the final bushes down, etc. So we'll catch up in a sec. Okay, so the next step now was to fill in this gap here. So I wanted something to be in between both the shops and the sort of marketplace. Did find this little clock, which I'll just put down here, which is a clock and sort of advertisement board. So I was thinking of something to go around this. So maybe we can go with, I think these will be the best. So I want the long circular one. I think that's going to look a bit better, so I'm thinking one around here. Actually, should we try this one? No, we'll go a bit of a regular shape. There is one, so I want that one but longer. I'm not sure if it's one with a brighter green. I don't want those. We definitely want grass. So I'm thinking about putting some benches around it and sort of a few trees in the middle then. Okay, so it must be the one we looked at a second ago. So let's go back to that. No, it's too small, so the next one across. And there we go. So possibly 3 in a row here with a few gaps in between. That'll be the middle one there. And then 1 over the other side. So let's put this one down just here. And then 1 here. A bit closer in, there we go. And then 1 in the other corner. So I'm thinking we'll put these around all of the sort of courtyard areas, just to brighten things up a little bit, because at the moment it's just too concrete-y for me. It doesn't quite work. So we'll put 1 by this corner of this shop here. Let's pull this in a little bit more. Somewhere around, needs to go across a bit more, because I want to class that pathway through the middle as going all the way across rather than having to edge around. So we'll put that there. We'll leave that corner. We'll go up by the statue here. So long ways across here would look good. Just there, maybe. Can we join these together? That would look really good, I think, adding those two together. Let's give it a try. Getting the view where I can actually see the corner. Yes, that looks awesome. I like that. Yeah, happy with that. Let's add a few more as well. 1 here by the cinema. Sorry, not the cinema, by the entrance of the make-believe indoor shopping centre. Just there. Can we get anything in this corner as well? We've already got something here. Doesn't really fit there. No. So outside here, I think we'll get 2 either side. Excellent. And 1 there. Bang. Okay, so that's covering up most and making things a little bit more bright and cheerful, but I think we need, that's actually not very straight, is it? So we'll redo that. It's well, yeah, it's wonky, let's put it that way. Right, so trying to adjust this for the gap now. We want to get it as precise as possible. I don't tend to care too much about precision, because nothing is perfect, and bearing in mind I'm doing a British challenge, roads aren't straight, we don't work in blocks or anything like that, but this looks a bit silly if it's not quite up to scratch in terms of its angles. So just trying to judge this here. About there, no, so we want to get the clock. The clock's pretty much the central point here. Okay, I think that's it. And maybe a little bit more, because the road there, or pathway goes up, we want to have it as close as possible to where that goes. There we go, excellent, that'll do. That is much better. What else have we got here? So if we have these little ones, maybe we can put those down the high street. We'll leave that. A bit silly there, isn't it? Yeah, I think we can put them down here, just in the middle, and perhaps put some benches around them, and some bushes or trees. So just sort of 3 or 4 just in a line down here would look extremely good, I think. It also brighten things up down this main strip as well. Okay, that'll do. Perfect. Yeah, I like that. That's worked well. What else have we got? I think that's pretty much all we can put. That's going to be a bit too close for the entrance area, so I think we'll leave that as it is. Probably look a bit silly putting one thing there. Anything we can put in front of the cinema just to brighten this area up? It's not too bad. It's got trees around it anyway. Doesn't quite work. Okay, never mind. I think that'll probably do. Yeah, there's nowhere else we can add these bits. Okay. Right, what do we need to do next? Okay, so I think this area is looking pretty much complete. We want to possibly add something over here. So what we need to do actually, with this bench over here, what else can we add? That would actually work. We'll put down these cobblestones we used in a few episodes ago for the park and add that over here, and that does look really good actually. I like that. Yes, we'll have that. Doesn't quite fit there for some reason, not sure why. Not sure it'll fit anything anywhere else anyway. That just works quite nicely. But what we'll do is we've got the cinema here. We'll put a few of these cinema advertisement boards up, LCDs, whatever they are. Can't really tell when they're like this, but that suits well there. And we'll put a few more scattered around, I think. A bit of bushy bits over here as well to brighten things up. I think we're going to have to add quite a lot of detail in this area to really make it come alive. Like I say, bearing in mind this is the main city centre for this large city that we're building. It's got to work. It's got to be exciting. It's got to be live. It's got to have everything that you can possibly need in a city centre. So if there's anything that you've seen on the workshop or anything that I'm missing that I already have and just have forgotten, let me know, because I want to make sure that everything here is added to make this the best city that it possibly can be. So the first thing that's coming to mind now is we need some pubs, sort of restauranty areas. We've already got the Five Guys and McDonald's, but something a little bit more sitted down and a bit more of a mature, I'm guessing, area for the mature people to eat. But yeah, anything else you can think of for me to add, let me know, because I imagine this will need a bit more than one episode to complete. So whilst I'm placing these last few bits, you're probably wondering what's happened to the final naming of the previous areas we've done. So the two villages are the only ones left to name. And in all honesty, because of OBS messing up, I had that recorded and all set up, and because I didn't want to let you guys down, I wanted to get a video out as quickly as possible, obviously without refraining from a loss of quality in my actual builds. I decided that we'll get this out as quickly as possible. We can leave the village name until next week. I'm still having people with their inputs actually, which is extremely nice to see. So you've got another week or so for any more ideas on the two villages. Check out the British naming challenge in the link below. So that's where we are with that. Now let's add these benches. So we can add these around. So what I'm thinking is 3 or 4 either side of the grass plot here, and probably a little less than what that is. Bring that down a little bit more. So actually that's not too bad. Maybe a 1 seat less should work. There we go. Okay, perfect. We'll do that there. Oh, wrong way. And that's there. It's a shame you can't do parallel designs actually for these sort of situations, but I know you can drop and drag, but this works for me, so we'll continue this way. And that goes there, across there. So I'm thinking in this middle zone it's going to probably be a couple of trees and then the sort of colourful bushes just to brighten up the area. We could leave it as it is, it's just grass, but it doesn't quite look right. It needs something. let's add that there, and we'll go for one either side, opposite sides to one another for these here. I think that will work quite nice. Bang bang. Okay, and we'll probably do the same with these ones. Either of the colourful bushes or just one tree will probably suffice this area here. It's only just to break up the concrete. It's not going to be a focal point, so to speak. Okay, so that is that little section done. So I did find another few good assets on the workshop. I mean, obviously my issue here was this area, because I'm concentrating on the Milton Keynes theme, and quite a lot of British shopping centres are indoors, but there's no assets because they look so boring and not the most appealing of buildings. No one's designed anything, so this is the best I've got so far. But I did also find another asset, which was a two-part asset in a sense. I think they can be used separately, but like these over here, this is the first part, and I was thinking we wanted to add another little area over here for shopping, just to really emphasise that this is the city centre, this is the shopping area that everyone comes to. Obviously we've got the commercial zones previous to this, but they're more for sort of furniture shopping, etc. This area here is meant to be the proper shopping for sort of clothes and the places where people hang out, the sort of malls of Great Britain, as the Americans like to call them. So I put these two together and I put them as close as possible so they look like they are as one. And I mean, they've got some good builds inside. I think it's got a TK Maxx in there as well, so there is some British appeal to this. So I thought we'll have this in this corner here, so it's next to the bus terminal. It makes a lot of sense to have this over here. So yeah, I think this works. I did try and put it the other side, but it didn't quite fit in, so that's the best we're going to get here. We may add a bit more car parking around as well. But yes, moving on. I wanted to get some crossings, bridges over this main road here now that we've connected we've added the station and the second sort of shopping centre. Obviously to make life easier for the people living here. So that's that. That looks pretty good now. I'm thinking now we need to add a bit more foliage around. But also I want to concentrate on this area here. I'm thinking of bringing in a sort of pub or restaurant. So we decided to go for a road across this gap here. Not a road so much, it was actually the pedestrian path with zoning, so that also makes life a little bit easier, lesser traffic as well then. So we'll join this up here just to bring this all together. I didn't want this to seem like an outcasted area. I wanted it to all be as one. So locating the best pub was an interesting mission, but we chose this one here, which is the biggest and the most appealing looking. It does look quite like the same buildings as the shops that we've got in the city centre. This hotel I'm going to keep for now. It's a little bit American-y than what I was looking for, but it works still. So here we are, just putting in the final touches on this area here. We went with a couple of the thinner trees and the colourful bushes, which I think worked really well. And we also now have to add the hedges all the way around this zone, just to block it all in again, like I said earlier. But also we were going to have to add in the flooring as well, just like this. This was just adding some of the grass texture just to make things a little bit more interesting, a little bit more realistic, and I think that came alive really well. And in this corner again, done the same. I wanted to leave some of the area sort of green and grassy, but not all of it, because I think that'll look a little bit over the top and a little bit too blank, especially how the builds are coming on. So we also opened up this gap here and added a little make-believe pathway through, because I didn't want this area just to be the only way in. And finishing off here with the same cobbly stone flooring, which works really well as well. Didn't want to change things up, wanted to keep this all the same. and wanted to separate the hotel with a few of these posts, and in the end I actually decided to put these posts around the whole of the facility area of the shopping and city centre, just to make things a little bit more safer, but also just to enclose the whole gap and area without having to have anything so in your face. So that pretty much brings us to the end of this episode. There's probably another episode's worth here, which we'll need to do just to finish off the final details, and any feedback you guys have got, we'll add that in as well. One thing I wanted to mention as well is I am going to be doing a bit more live streaming on Twitch, so keep your eyes out. My link and details are in the description below, but on that note, I will leave you with the overview of what we've done so far, and I'll catch you in my next episode. Thanks for watching, all the best.